What was the significance of Pope's rebellion against the Spanish in New Mexico in the 1680s?
We don't know very much about Pope, who was a Pueblo Indian, at least that's what the Spanish called those peoples, in modern-day New Mexico in the 1670s, 80s. But we know he was named as the leader of what we call the Pueblo Revolt. He was a religious leader of the traditional Indian religion, which Spanish missionaries had worked very hard in the 17th century to stamp out, to convert Indians to Roman Catholicism, with not very much success, really. But their efforts to stamp out traditional religious worship, breaking up old altars and religious sites and places of worship, and also the economic exploitation of the Indians by Spanish settlers, eventually culminated in this Pueblo Revolt of 1680, led by Pope, who managed to unite many of these Pueblo villages in a common uprising against the Spanish. And it was, in some way, the most successful colonial rebellion in the colonial era, because it was the only one that actually drove the Spanish out of New Mexico. The Indians managed to expel them all. There weren't that many, a few thousand, drive them back to Mexico City. And for about 12 years, there was no Spanish presence. Then in the 1690s, the Spanish reconquered New Mexico. But Pope's rebellion is certainly an indication of the discontent and the grievances of the Pueblo Indians against both the religious and economic practices of the Spanish in the 17th century.